Beretta, the number one choice of champions since 1526, providing you with the Tweedl Pod.
Hi everybody and welcome back to the Tweedl Podcast. Today we are at Eaton Hall, of course, and we are on top of the double-decker sport trap here. Beautiful day, clouds have gone in a little bit, so we thought it's a perfect opportunity to sit down with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and a guest we've been trying to get for a long time. He's a bit elusive, he drops in and out of shooting, but whenever he comes back, he wins some pretty cool stuff. So, Brett Winstanley, welcome to the podcast, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for sitting down with us, mate.
Yeah.
Right, every guest we go back to the start. I know quite a bit about you. Not a lot of people do. I think not a lot of people do, and they're not. Your name just keeps popping back into shooting, and has done for the last, well, your life really.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that. So let's go back to the start, mate. As a junior, you're a very good shot. So where did it all start?
Yeah, it started off. My dad was into shooting. He was a good AA class shot, and he kind of got me into it at age 7. Got my shotgun license at 9, and that was it. I was away. But yeah, competing heavily as a junior. That's all I knew really.
Yeah.
Was shooting. I remember I used to be that excited to go shooting. I used to pack the car the night before and get everything ready and everything organised. And then my dad used to set off early in the morning. We used to go and shoot a couple of competitions on a Sunday.
Mega. And at that time, were you travelling around, or was it just more local shoots, or did you get about a bit?
Got about a lot, yeah. My dad used to take me all over the world competing. So I visited some great places and had some great experiences as a young age, you know.
Yeah, yeah. We were just looking before we came on the pod, you had an old diary.
Yeah.
And you used to write down your shoots and your little envelopes with your prize money and stuff like that.
Yeah, I used to log everything, yeah, from the age of 9 when I started competing. Shot my first 25 straight at 9 and just used to log everything, yeah.
Still not got mine, yeah. What are you on, Charles? 18 max?
16.
Sorry, I must mention as well, Charlie is obviously...
No, I think I'm on like 18.
18, nice. So yeah, unbelievable talent as far as I was aware. We'll get onto that about talent and ability and all that sort of stuff, but every time I've seen you shoot, you've been incredible talent. So your biggest achievement as a junior is a pretty big achievement.
Yeah, I did.
What would you say that is?
Probably the World Sporting and World Fit Task 2 consecutive years. So I completely dominated the juniors for them 2 years, and yeah, the English sport in the Fit Task and the sport at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you've got to have that mindset. You know, you've got to be that confident about yourself. It's like this in any sport. But yeah, the natural talent's always been there. You know, like you said, I've left shooting and come back to it, and when I come back, you know, it's I give it my everything.
And you won the Worlds in America, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which must have been amazing at that age.
It was, yeah, and I was actually 16 years old, shooting for actually the first prize, which was in the 6-man super final. I was the third highest scorer at 16, shooting against George Digweed and Richard Fold and a few other Americans. I ended up coming 4th overall at 16, which I don't think anyone's ever done. But yeah, great achievements as a junior.
And obviously apart from your dad, who's still a very good shot, who else do you think influenced you? Because I know you spent a lot of time with George, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Used to go stay down at George's house and stuff, and spend a lot of time with him and shooting with him and Jamie. You know, yeah, Jamie, Richard Foles at the time was on fire.
Yeah.
And Ben Way, he was winning everything as well. You know, he was great.
And you think spending a lot of time around them characters at such an early age just lifted you a bit?
Yeah, exactly.
Got to, innit?
It does, and you want to shoot like them.
Yeah.
You know, and you're always finding little things where you can improve and stuff.
I think that's quite unique about shooting is that, like, golfers, they'll never get near Rory McIlroy. Like, an amateur golfer would never get near him, even for a picture. Whereas shooters, you can shoot in the same squad as George and spend all day with him and pick a load of tips up. It's quite unique, isn't it?
It is a unique sport. Not a lot of people hear about it, and you know, when I meet new people that they've never heard about it either. When I say I'm a professional clay shooter, they don't know what it is. But I think mainly because guns are involved, it puts people off. That it's that it's not a full televised sport.
Sounds daunting.
It does, yeah, and people think you're killing stuff all the time. But no, I've just always been into the clays.
Yeah, you've never really bothered with game shooting, have you?
No, it doesn't interest me.
We have had one game day.
We have, yeah. It was
back in the day.
Good fun.
That was good fun. We've actually known each other. How old would I have been? 18, I reckon.
Yeah.
And so we're getting on 10 years now.
Yeah.
Funny story, actually. Met Winnie for a night out with my actual wife now. So we must have been 19, 20.
Yeah.
and Brett was going out with another girl at the time who we had mutual friends with. Went out for a drink one night, Saturday, and he's like, "What are you doing tomorrow, bro?" I was like, "Nothing, mate." "Do you want to go shooting?" I was like, "Yeah, all right, sound." And then half an hour, it was due in at 9 o'clock, right, to pick me up to go shooting. 8:30, I hear these blades of a helicopter. He's like, "Mate, I'm just coming in now. Where do I park this helicopter?" I was like, "Fucking hell, Brett."
That was a good day, actually. I remember
It was a good day. Went up to Bobby Mill at Dolphin Home, yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Mill, and then we flew to Stanley House and had some drinks.
For Sunday roast,
Sunday roast.
Like we'd made it.
Where did he park?
Oh, just in the back garden. Hell of a pilot. Yeah. No. So I mentioned before you've dipped in and out of shooting. Obviously, I think now, touch wood, you're back with a vengeance. YouTube's going well as well, which we'll get onto. Why do you think you've dipped in and out? Like, have you fallen out of love with it? Do you just do too much of it? What was it? Because you've always been. It's not just shooting you're into.
No.
Which again,
exactly.
we'll go into. But
yeah, I think I did hammer it a lot as a junior, and obviously I didn't really have much of a life shooting. I was just shooting. That's all I was doing was shooting. But I think I just did too much of it, and I found other things more interesting. I'm into my boxing and stuff. I've been doing that over the last four years, and when I do something, I tend to stick at it and do it properly. So I think a big thing is coming back to shooting. I want to prove to myself and everyone else that I can do it. Especially my mum and dad. They put a lot of time, effort, and money into me as a junior. And I want to pay them back as well. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is making them proud. Yeah.
That's mega. And yeah, like you say, boxing, you're also you're fit lad, clearly fit lad. You're into yoga, you live quite a clean lifestyle. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't drink a lot, you don't.
No.
You're very focused individual. Yeah. It's quite admirable, to be fair.
Thank you.
The way you operate your life. You're quite happy being a lone soldier, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're your own man.
Yeah.
And I think that it's quite admirable in how you operate in that regard. Do you think that benefits you massively in your shooting?
Yeah,
it must do.
It does, and I feel like I've as you grow up, you realise who your true friends are and stuff. So my circle's got tighter as I've got older.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think travelling alone and stuff to shoot definitely benefits me. I'm not about the social. I'm going there to do a job. At the end of the day, and I don't want any distractions. I just want to concentrate on the job ahead. I treat it as my job. Again, to my mum and dad, thanks to them, they've given me a life where it's freed me up and I can do this and I can become a professional clay shooter and travel around the world and, I have these experiences, which is unbelievable.
Cool when you put it like that, isn't it? Do you reckon you'll get to that standard, Charles?
Hopefully. Can we take it back? So obviously you said you lived with George Digweed.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Not like full time.
No. I used to shoot. I used to go down a lot and shoot with George Digweed, and actually my return back to shooting in 23. I was shooting a lot with him, and seeing what he does in the cage, and I've learned a lot from him. He's always been a god to me in the shooting world. I mean, who else has?
Yeah, god to anyone.
He's unbelievable. Yeah.
But if we put that into perspective, it's like chilling with Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? Say if I'm like academy football, it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's what we're saying about how unique this sport is, and that it's just so cool how, I watch people shoot, and that's how I learn. Yeah. I've never had a lesson yet. I'm nowhere near any level that Brett's going to be, but that's how I learn, by watching people. And you think if you can be stood next to George and Richard Folds and all them incredible names, unbelievable names, you are going to pick up some serious tips. And it pushes you again, when you stood next to them, is, the force that they bring when they turn up and stuff is great, and it's a pressure to thrive off, and it's something, I've been shooting with George from a little age, and Ben as well, Ben Hustlewaite, what a great talent he is. Again with Richard Folds, these three were the people when I was growing up, people to look up to. But yeah, I'm enjoying the return back to shooting. Yeah, you got fire in your belly. I have. Yeah, I want it hard. Yeah, I want to show what I can do. It's quite good timing because it's now Wednesday the 25th, and on Sunday this week just gone, you've won a fairly decent comp. Yeah, with style as well. Yeah, and it's on YouTube. And the day that this podcast comes out, the video's coming out. So once you've watched this, go and watch Brett's YouTube. Yeah, please do. Yeah, it's a mega video. Yeah, it's good. It's something that I've wanted to do. It shows me as a character. I think
a lot of people don't know me, and it's easy to judge a 6'3" muscly dude walking around with tattoos. So, I'm thinking, all right, idiot. But I think it shows the raw me. I'm not trying to be anything else. I'm just trying to be myself, and there's no bullshit. It's just straight to the point, and this is how a professional shooter travels around, and the way he prepares. So yeah, the video was great, and by the time you've seen this, it'll already be up. So please watch it.
Right, guys, thanks for watching the podcast. You're currently watching it when it's gone live on Saturday. However, this Sunday, the 29th of June, we are drawing the winner of this Land Rover Series 1, regardless of ticket sales. Tickets are just 20 quid, and it's currently 40% undersold, so your odds are massively in your favour. If you're not in the draw, grab a ticket, because it's an absolute beauty. Good luck. Back to the podcast.
What was the competition for those that didn't know that you won on Sunday?
It was the British Masters Compact Championships down at Barbary Shooting School. And it was crucial, really. I shot well there because I wanted to make the team. There's 3 shooters this year: myself, Phil Gray, and James Atwood, that have just been dominating. The most consistent shooters.
Yeah.
And we're going to be on the team for.
It's one hell of a team, that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we went to do, and that's what we did. And what a great weekend that was. It's good to document.
James is on fire, isn't he?
Yeah. James.
He seems to be at the top of the game at the minute, anyway.
Definitely this year.
So you're now going into a bit of coaching as well.
Yeah.
Down here at Eaton Hall.
Yeah, exactly, at this lovely ground. It's something that I've wanted to do. I see a lot of people making mistakes, and I think I can help you. And it's as I've got a lot of free time, it's great to give back and be at this place.
I think to be fair, you've indirectly, without charging people, been a coach to a lot of people anyway. And when you're in squads with people, or when you're even just practicing, you're always there to lend an ear, and you're pretty good at it. So it makes sense to naturally do that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are you wanting to achieve out of coaching, mate? Just put back in?
Yeah, put back in. See people get better. I want to start a team in the next probably year or so. I want to start an elite team of shooters, a junior, a lady, and a senior, and bring them along and start my own brand. Really, that's the kind of goal. But I didn't realise how well the YouTube's taken off. It's been 4 days and we've had 10,000 views, nearly 11,000 on the video with the registered.
Just on one video,
yeah. So people are obviously interested in what I've got to say and what I'm doing. So that's really good.
Yeah, I'll encourage anybody to go and watch it, because from me, I watch all the shooting stuff on YouTube and it's all pretty samey. But I think what Brett's trying to do, and especially on the video about Barbary, is it's vlog type material. You're in the car, it's the process, it's the morning of, it's the packing your bag, it's the like mentally preparing yourself, and I think that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
And to be able to do what you're doing on camera is dipping in and out of the cage, shooting your score, jumping out, spinning to camera, and then going on to the next. Yeah. It's not many people could do that, mate.
No, that's it. And I think the top lads, though, I think we can just switch off in the cage. We do all our homework before we go in the cage. What I mean by that is, we position the gun, we know where the targets are coming from, we know the sequence of the compact layout, so all our homework's done before we go in, and then when I'm in there, I'm just thinking about them targets that are in front of me, and then when I come out, I can kind of relax.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, and I think, I'm 34 years old now, and I've matured a lot in my head, and I feel very balanced and focused, as a person. So, and I think the training helps with that. The boxing, the conditioning, the confidence. I think that's helped a lot.
You talk about aggression as well. Like when you're in that cage, you got to be in a certain mode of aggression. Yeah. Is that like the want to kill it, or what is that?
Yeah, it's the you want your heart rate up. You want the pressure. I try to put pressure on myself before a competition, because I can transform that into something positive with excitement and adrenaline, which makes my eyes work and my gun move. So my eyes are super focused when I'm feeling like that.
Yeah, just absolutely in tune with everything around you.
Yeah.
Over the years of competing, you've competed against a lot of people. Have you ever had like an arch nemesis, like even in your juniors, where every shoot-off he'd always be there, or she?
Yeah, of course. Phil Gray. I shot with him. Yeah. Phil Gray. Me and Phil will shoot the juniors. And we were always first and second. I did him a lot more than he did me in the juniors. But same with Sam Green. Sam Green was a fantastic junior. It was me, Phil, and Sam. And Brendan Powell was actually in the juniors when I shot when I won at the Worlds in San Antonio. But I think he's a few years ahead of me now. But yeah, some great juniors, and I'd say Phil Gray and Sam Green.
So when you were going to comps as a junior, if you knew he was entering, that would put more fire in your belly. Like you'd like, fuck, I'm going to get him this time.
Yeah, well, I always knew he would be there anyway at the big ones. But yeah, it was a great rivalry. And they're all a great talent.
Yeah. And all them lads are coming through. Like, obviously, I know you're 35, like you say, but I feel like for a long, long time there's been Richard, George, like, you know, at the top of the game. Whereas now you've got yourself, James Atwood, Phil Gray, Bradley Day, Mark. You know, he's fresh talent.
And I think mid-30s for shooting is probably the right age for maturity.
Yeah, where you're actually going to start putting proper consistent scores in all the time.
You know, and like Ben, George and Richard are at the end of their careers a little bit, but they can still pull it out of the bag, you know. They're still very dangerous when they're on the ground. Yeah,
but I think that going back to that, though, all these people coming through, like you doing YouTube, for the industry as a whole, mate, you won't realise this, but it's just so good to have all that freshness all the time.
Yeah.
Because it does get stagnant out there. Yeah. There's not a lot of people involved in what we're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. And I met Mike, actually, from MSJ.
We must talk about Mike, who's filming and stuff. Yeah,
I met him when I was getting back into shooting, actually, at Manchester Shooting Club. What a brilliant guy he is. He's helped me out with this YouTube channel, and you know, he's having his time helping me out for this, so I can't thank him enough as well.
Yeah, he's good at it as well, definitely. He knows I could follow a clay, which Charlie's still learning. No comment from Charles. Talent, Brett, it's a big discussion. Do you think talent is a massive thing in shooting, or do you think anybody can pick a gun up and learn? Like for you, talent must come into play, or muscle memory. I don't know what it is, because you just dip in and out and still put a 100 straight in. So how does that work in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think shooting a lot at a young age has helped. But I think you have to have some sort of talent, you know, like, you know, the Rory McIlroy, the elite sportsman. You know, you have to have something about you to be able to perform like that. You can be a very good shot, and there is a lot of very good shooters. You know, there's a lot of very good AAA shooters. They've not won any majors or anything, but they've always been there or thereabouts. But yeah, I think you've got to be a certain type of way to be an elite shooter. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting topic, because a lot of people. Some coaches don't believe in talent. Some coaches, do you know what I mean?
Everyone's going to have their own opinion on different things, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. You've learnt that, haven't you, mate?
Yeah. I think the best way to be is just logical about everything. And I think obviously you have to do some sort of practice to be good at something.
Yeah.
You know, I was even practicing at home. When I come home from school, I'd get the gun out of the cabinet. I'd follow the lines of the coving in the house and make sure that gun's, you know, moving on line with stuff. And
really,
there's lots of ways you can even practice for shooting, without pulling the trigger.
And so today, obviously, we spoke about your junior's achievement, but inside and outside of shooting, what is your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement in shooting so far probably was having 5 years break from shooting. I probably shot 300 targets in that 5 years.
Mental.
And I remember wanting to return back to shooting. I met Kevin Gill, who's no longer with us anymore, and he gave me a gun, Caesar Greenie. It was a demo gun. It was an Invictus 2, and I entered the British Open at Garland's 2014, and I went out and shot a monster score. You know, from not shooting anything for 5 years, 300 practice. And then just going doing that and winning that. That was probably my biggest achievement, and that just kind of showed.
You won it?
Yeah, I won it outright. Yeah, I shot 116. I think closest to me was like 113 or something.
Flipping.
So that was probably my best one. Yeah, that was like a wow type thing. And then lost interest, stopped again.
Probably because you thought it was too easy. You just been given a Caesar Greenie out of the shed, and you've gone and won the British.
No.
Onto that though, guns wise, you shoot a Marook.
I do.
And you just love your old Marook. You could go out and get sponsorship off Pratzi, Krieghoff, whatever it may be, but why do you keep going back to a Marook?
Yeah.
Beretta.
I mean, I don't love the gun. I think it's a piece of shit, but it shoots it shoots well.
Where you want to shoot.
It shoots well. You know, the woodworker, the guy who did my stock, Sebastian in the south of France, he's brilliant. He did all my woodwork. I use a silicone grip like a golf club.
Which feels mental.
Yeah, it does. And yeah, it's working great. You know, I would like to change at some point, but I'd take the exact same dimensions, the exact same barrel weights, everything.
Yeah.
You know, the comb sizes, the choke sizes. I take that forward into my next gun, which, you know, I'm not going to say what it's going to be yet. But
Right. Out of topic.
Yeah.
And goals going forward, mate. You've not long off the Worlds.
No.
We're not long off the British here.
Yeah.
What is the major goal?
Well, the goal is to win every shoot that I enter. That's the kind of mindset we go for.
Shoot by shoot.
Shoot by shoot, stand by stand, target by target, and that's all we can do. You know, we can try our best. And the thing is today that the level of competition, and this is one of the reasons I've come back to it, is, you know, the level of competition is so high. I want to prove myself against the top shooters in the world. You know, the elite marksmen, and you know, winning a world championships would be great. And that's what I want to do for my parents.
Yeah, mate, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Not long now at Churchill's.
No, not long, and you know, I'm going to keep going until I do it. I can't see myself, you know, getting bored of shooting again.
No, definitely not. Right, so we spoke about your gun. Let's now speak about your cartridges, mate. Because this year you've had a bit of a transition.
I have, yeah. I have a big
Rio
surprise
Cartridges.
Yeah, big surprise. Shot game bow since I was 16. Before that, I was sponsored by Hull. I've been sponsored by Ely. But yeah, the Rio shells I actually shot when I was very young, like 9, 10 years old, and they've always been brilliant.
Yeah.
And you know, this deal that Sid and Amy have put together for me is, you know, I can't say no to that. And the shells are unbelievable. The consistency of them is just like no other.
Yeah.
And they look great as well. You know, the big brass and that.
They look smart in the gun, don't
You
they?
do.
I actually owe you an apology.
Why?
For Eurocash.
What for? Oh,
Because Charlie Carden was like, Brett, just give us a hand putting a load of cartridges in the car for Eurocash. Me and Brett needed 1,000 platinums each. I was like, yeah, no worries. We just started packing the car, just not even looking at the boxes. And when you got there, they were trainers, weren't they?
well, I had to thank you actually about that, because that's all we had to shoot was the trainers, because we used all the proper platinums on the pool shoot. So when it comes to the main shoot, I was using target loads, the cheapest Rio that they do. Is that right?
Yeah.
And wow, what a fantastic shell! That's all I use now for training.
And you came, what, 7th, 6th?
I came 10th on that
10th.
shoot. Yeah, I didn't shoot great, but
Mate, out of 700 shooters,
yeah,
whatever it was,
but
I
we're
think
always
we'll take 10th.
We're always aiming high. And like I said before, the level of competition now, you have to be on it.
Yeah.
You have to be in that mindset.
Yeah. But yeah, Rios are the ones, boys.
Rios, 100%.
Come and get them at Eaton Hall.
Look at the things they do to the clays. You know, that should answer it for you.
And obviously, Rio's supplied by Eaton Hall. You're here quite a bit, mate. You've known Sid and Amy a while as well as me. In fact, when I first met Amy, to be fair, I'd met Sid beforehand, but you were with him at the game fair. He was like, let's go over and see Tweedl, and then we spoke about them potentially buying this place, and here we are today. So,
I know.
mega, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've known Sid and Amy a while, and Charlie Carden, of course,
Charlie
good friend
Carden,
of yours.
yeah.
Big up, Charles.
Level civils, big up.
But yeah, what do you think, mate? Because I saw before in your diary, age 9, a bit of a diary post about Doveridge.
Yeah.
So you've been coming here since you were 9.
I've been coming here since I was 9. Yeah.
So you've seen a change, mate.
A massive change. This is ridiculous what's going on around here, you know, and everyone should be thankful for this place. The facility that Amy and Sid and Charlie have given us is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you know, Charlie's business, Level Civils, the job that they've done with all the landscaping and stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's mega, isn't it?
It's just the best shooting ground in England, if not the entire world. I mean, who's got a clubhouse the size of a Bass Pro Shop? No, it's unbelievable.
It's a good place, good way to put it.
And the thing is as well, this is what's got me into shooting again. You know, being a part of this makes me happy. You know,
we were actually driving around before, me and Charlie just filming the YouTube for Eaton Hall this week, and you said, didn't you? You're like, imagine being a shooter that lives locally, like how lucky. Like we've got, I mean, I love Andy Rich to pieces, but we've got Blackpool Gun Club at home.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic little shoot for a Sunday.
Yeah.
But if it's pissing it down, you're wet.
You're wet.
Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine being a local shooter that's just loves rifle shooting, loves clay shooting, loves everything, and they've got this on the doorstep.
Yeah, it's equivalent to a super brothel opening on your doorstep, isn't it? I mean, yeah.
I knew it'd take it.
For shooters that are obsessed with it, it's what a great facility. You know, and this is I just can't believe how much it's come on, because I was here when they got the keys to the place on the 6th of January.
Mate, you did a week on the digger.
I did a few days on the digger.
You dug out that ditch for us.
I did something over there. But
the little beast, what did you used to call it? The
claw.
The claw.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
claw.
the claw. This old JCB, I fell in love with it. One of the lads went and broke it though, didn't they?
Who did? That was a glimpse of the true Brett there. I was going to say at the end, like, that's the most serious conversation I've ever had with Brett Winstanley. And if you've heard he's a cannon, then the rumours are true.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some sort of professionalism, hasn't there, today?
But yeah, and obviously you're going to spend more time here, and people will eventually be able to book lessons with yourself here through the clubhouse. So anyone's interested in doing that off the back of this podcast, then ring the clubhouse. There'll be more information for you.
Perfect.
And yeah, I think other than that, mate, YouTube is flying.
Yeah.
I wish you all the luck in the world. I mean,
Thank
Charlie are excited for it to watch, because vlog-wise, I think it's just mega. And shout out to your cameraman.
Yeah, Mike, MSJ.
Mike.
MSJ
Doing
online.
an unbelievable job.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy as well. I have to thank him a lot for this.
Yeah. He's also got a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
What's it? MSJ?
MSJ online.
Online. Give that a watch.
Link in the description.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the description for him.
Perfect.
And yeah, like I say, go and watch Brett's video, because it's well worth watching. I've had a bit of a glimpse at it before we came onto here. But other than that, broski, thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm sure there'll be a part
Thank
2.
you, Charlie.
There'll be a part 2 after he's won the Worlds.
After I've won the world.
Wait, I knew he was going to say that. But nice one, mate. And thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. And yeah, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Thank you to GMK for sponsoring the podcast, and of course to Eaton Hall. And we'll see you all live on the next one. Cheers.
Thank you.